I think one of the most annoying things about college that you could never expect before you actually get to it is just how frustrating creating a comfortable sleep schedule may actually be for you. For me, as someone in high school, I did not have any difficulty almost ever falling asleep um, for a reasonable amount of time during the night. But now, since I've gotten to college, it didn't happen immediately with me when I got to school, but the longer I've stayed at school, the more I've just had issues with sleeping. And it just makes you realize how many other things in your life are actually important in terms of being able to have a comfortable sleep schedule so that you can actually do things in your day-to-day life. I mean, for one thing, the reason I'm recording this right now is literally because I lied down to go to sleep and I've literally felt like I've been tired all day today. Like there has not been a moment throughout the day today where I haven't been like, oh geez, I'm kind of sleepy. And I don't even feel like I've been focusing on it. I've kind of been putting it off to do other things. But then what happens, because, there's so much free time in college as opposed to high school or something before that, is you get to the point where you have these days like I had today, and kind of leaning back into yesterday as well, where I didn't get as much done as I wanted to do. And rather than being able to comfortably go to sleep at the end of the night, the issue compounds itself with it being that, hey, you didn't do enough yesterday, you didn't do enough today. The stuff that you thought you were going to do yesterday um, bled into today. And now somehow you've ran you've done it again. You've done it 2 days in a row. And it's just a crazy feeling, cuz then you try to go to sleep for the night and it's like, nope, you're not going to be able to go to sleep yet. And like I said, I've been feeling tired all day, and usually the main problem I feel like is me being tired going through things. I just need to do more things to tire myself out. Um, I've been exercising a lot more this semester than I had been while I'd been in college up to this point, because I definitely thought that was a contributing factor to why I was losing sleep. But the interesting thing is actually that now I exercise today, and yesterday I did actually double exercise, because I do about an hour of exercise a day now, and I did like 2 hours worth of what I normally do yesterday, to try to account for that. And somehow it's like I'm making sure I do that because that's something I know I need to prioritize for me to be able to sleep. And then it's like, well, you did that, you took an exam today, but you did a ton of other things. You had so much more time and you didn't get enough things done still. And when you put your head on the pillow, it's just like, whoa, man, you are only going to think about like all the things that you could have done. And what's really weird is not even thinking about like the things you could have done. It's almost like what I was just thinking about while I was in my bed, trying to go to sleep until I decided to get up and record this because I can't fall asleep either way, is how I think about not only my parents, but my grandparents, and whether or not they would be disappointed in me for not taking advantage of all the opportunities that they've allowed me. Like, I mean, if they didn't put me in position, then I wouldn't be able to go to college in the first place. And it's like figuring out, it's like just feel that feeling of like having feeling like you owe it to other people because of what they've done for you is more overwhelming than like the actual feeling of just going about something yourself. Like, oh geez, I really want to go to college. I really want to do this stuff, like, and then that being the reason you feel bad about not getting enough work done for the day. And that doesn't mean that anything was necessarily due today. It's just that, you want to get ahead. And I mean, there's so much difficulty in figuring out how to get ahead in things, in college especially. Just sit down and do it. I mean, everybody feels like, with how many different tips I've seen online, everybody's probably got to know them. And it's like things like, just start it. Once you start it, it'll get the ball rolling. And it's like, yeah, that's true to a degree. But, I mean, it's just hard to start it in the first place. And then you get distracted by small other things, like whether it's just sweeping and cleaning up my apartment or something else. It doesn't even need to be anything complicated. I mean, I bought some old clothing off eBay that I knew it would need to be fixed up recently, and I just spent a decent amount of the past 3 days just stitching stuff to make it like up to snuff where it should be. And it's like, that's like, I don't know if I should see that as a waste of time or not, because it's just something in me is like, that's a waste of time, because you should be getting ahead on all this other stuff. And then you've got fun things planned in the future, and it's like, oh geez, looking ahead, like going to a concert and going to do other stuff that interests me that I have plans about, right? And it's like, do I deserve that if I don't work efficiently enough or effectively enough on my college work, or if I don't get the grades that I could get because I slack a little and am willing to let my grade be a little bit lower because I just don't care about a grade in a particular course that much? It's a lot of things that are just hard to think about in those regards, and know what is or isn't the right decisions for all those things. But it's really interesting to see where your mind wanders when it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go to bed so I can have a productive day tomorrow. And it's like, nope, because instead of having a productive day tomorrow, you've had 2 unsuccessful days in a row, according to your brain, and we're going to try to make it a third by making sure you have no sleep to be productive tomorrow. With that, I hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good rest of your day.